This topic is regarding sleep habits. So there are a few people that have asked me about good sleep habits and ensuring that they are getting enough good quality sleep when they have varying shifts at work or they have to work something like a 24-hour shift. So since this topic was a little bit beyond my experience, and I'm personally useless if I don't get 7 hours of sleep, that has more experience with this than I do. And this is the chief science officer for a group of coaches that I collaborate with. So if you're watching this, thank you for the information, Audrey. So Audrey provided me with a ton of information. And if you're interested in greater details, please let me know and I'll provide them to you through email or whatever. But I'm going to summarize this into some basic cliff notes for now. So our sleep is broken up into 4 types of sleep, and we cycle through them in 90 to 120-minute intervals. That's going to vary person to person, but my understanding is that your intervals are pretty constant, meaning you might have to play around with it and try to figure it out for yourself. But if you are a person that has 90-minute cycles between your sleep schedule, it's consistently 90 minutes. So the first phase is light sleep, and this is kind of like the twilight phase between being awake and falling asleep. So if you wake up in this stage, it's like you never went to sleep at all. The second phase is medium sleep, where there's no dreaming and you wake up really easy. And this is the phase where you want to target waking up in that phase. The third phase is deep sleep, and this is where your best quality rest comes in. This is where your body repairs itself. There's no dreaming at all, or if it is, it's really nonsensical dreams. But you definitely don't want to wake up in this stage. If you do wake up in this stage, you'll likely feel really bad for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Anecdotally, personally, if I wake up in this stage, I feel horrible for 24 hours. But like I said, I'm one of those babies about sleep where I feel better on 10 hours of sleep than I do on 6 or 7. So that's a little bit personal as to how much sleep you need and how long it'll take you to recover from being woken up in the third phase of deep sleep. And the fourth and final phase is REM sleep, rapid eye movement. That's where we have dreams. How you feel if you're woken up in the middle of a dream like this, it's going to, again, vary person to person. So basically, you don't want to be woken up in the third phase of deep sleep, because that's where your best quality rest is coming from, the best bang for your buck for being asleep. So how can you use this information to get the most restful sleep? So estimate the time you have for sleep and schedule to wake up between the cycles so that you avoid that deep sleep grogginess. Depending on how much time you have, your sleeping time may actually have to be shorter in order to be more effective. So meaning, like, you'd have to figure out, and I'll give you some information about that in a second, but you have to figure out, let's say you needed to make sure you're not waking up in phase 3, you might actually have to sleep a half an hour less so that you wake up in phase 2 and actually feel better as a result. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that's how sleep cycles work. So there is a great calculator for this called Sleepy Time. You can Google Sleepy Time, but the link is sleepyti.me. Please check it out. It'll really help you kind of get into the mindset of making sleep work for you rather than feeling like you're constantly needing to get more sleep all the time. And again, part of that is waking up and going to bed at the right time so that you're making the sleep cycle work for you instead of working against it. It's a natural part of your body, your circadian rhythms. You should make it work for you and get the benefit of incredibly restful sleep. Simply getting more sleep is not enough, because you might actually be doing more harm than good by just trying to brute force more sleep when the answer is more restful sleep. So back to the specific question or problem of what do I do with a 24-hour shift, is that my hope would be that you have some breaks built into that. So let's say you have 30 minutes or so for a break. Put a 30-minute alarm on your phone to account for the amount of time to fall asleep, the idea being that you're going to get a 20-minute nap. This is not going to put you into a deep sleep, so you'll avoid that grogginess, but it'll likely put you into the second phase of sleep, which will still allow you to get some rest while avoiding that problem. So it'll actually, as long as you can space some of these 20-minute naps out throughout the 24-hour shift, it should continuously refresh you and allow you to get close to 100% of your mental alertness that you need. So as far as what else to do, try to get a good 8 to 10 hours of sleep right after that 24-hour shift, and also the night before if possible. The bad news is that all of the information that's available that I'm aware of, or that Audrey was aware of, is that 24-hour shifts are not great for your health and well-being. Same with shifts where you're constantly changing your schedule up. They're not great. Obviously, people that work these shifts are like first responders, doctors, nurses, and our society needs those people. So we all thank you for being willing to work those types of shifts. But the information about that is that they're not great for your health. But again, someone has to do it, and we do appreciate that.